Hey everybody, LeetSpeed here. Welcome to my next Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This is the rematch I was talking about in the last one, and I kind of hinted that I would post this pretty much after that because it was against the same person, so I'm thinking, you know what, I may as well get these out of the way and then post others later on if possible. Because again, I'm not recording these at the moment, so that's kind of a thing you have to keep in mind. But there is something that I will talk about in my next Showdown Live video, so keep your eye on that. It's basically going to be my thoughts on the most recent UU bans like Salomon, Scolipede, etc. At this current moment in time, on March 17th, these Pokemon like those two are officially banned from UU, so I'll talk about that in a separate video and just, you know, what I think about them. Honestly, some of the bans kind of surprised me, and some of them I understood, but I didn't expect them to get banned right there and then, basically. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, on to this battle. This is the rematch I had with my buddy Chris, also known as xXMeteorXx. And yeah, this was after Pokemon Bank had come out, so obviously my options post Pokemon Bank is there as well. So all the options I had that I used online, even from previous generations or just from my Showdown sessions, they are here. So I can practically use this team not just on my OU live sessions, but also in Wi-Fi sometimes. But yeah, as far as my team, if you guys remember it, it's pretty much the same as it was. Physically defensive Resto Chesto Rotom Wash, physical attacker and tanking stealth rocking Rhyperior. Yeah, let's say that 5 times really fast. Physically defensive Sylveon with Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, etc. Well, and obviously Hyper Voice because of Pixelate giving a boost to Hyper Voice and turning it into a fairy type move as well. Mega Scizor with 4 attacks. A Gallade with 4 attacks and Life Orb. And my specially defensive Meloetta with Perish Song. So yeah, you might recognize this particular lineup just because of the Perish Song Meloetta that I used quite a bit with some success. And as far as my opponent's team, he's still got that Scolipede from before, and like last time, it's definitely going to be a threat. So I had to definitely make sure my Scizor is alive and well, because obviously the priority is definitely going to be nice if he gets a lot of speed boosts up. And I also have to make sure that Infernape doesn't give me too much trouble. It definitely can give me some trouble if I'm not careful, especially if it's like Choice Bandit or if it's like Nasty Plot or Swords Dance. So I have to find out what kind of Infernape it is and then go from there. And then the rest I can handle all right. I have to just get past the Scolipede and Infernape and I should be okay. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Let's get on with the battle. So for this match, I'm going to choose to lead with my Rotom Wash, and so will my opponent. So if you thought that Rotom versus Rotom is probably the most boring matchup ever, you're probably right. Maybe, possibly, but that's not the point, is it? I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, and he misses Hydro Pump. So yeah, I get the first hit, and you're going to kind of see that there's quite a bit of misses going on, and I'll point them out when we get there. Well, not as many as, like, you know, some could have been, but I'll point out some of the fatal ones, definitely. Anyways, I go into Gallade, who's going to eat a freaking Hydro Pump. Dude, take a lot of damage, because offensive Rotom for the win. Heck, I used a Choice Scar to Rotom Heat last time, so I guess he wanted to get the jump on me. But anyways, it brings an Infernape, and I cannot switch out because I don't know what kind this is, and I don't want him setting up potentially, and that would be kind of bad if he did. So yeah, I just go into Rotom. I'm thinking, oh, he's probably Choice, right? Well, not really. He switches up moves and goes for close combat, and then I missed the Hydro Pump. Yeah, so he missed the Hydro Pump, and now I missed a Hydro Pump, so I'm kind of forced to go for rest. I wanted the Volt Switch here, but I don't know, like, some told me that he would stay in expecting Volt Switch, and then I would be too low of HP when I Volt Switch out. That was my thought process. So in comes Latias. I bring in my Navi, the Sylveon, to take the Draco, and then I'm gonna expect him to switch out because he's probably stuck on it, and then even if he, you know, stays and just goes for another Draco, that's perfectly fine because Scizor resists it anyways, and I could just go for the U-turn. It's a win-win situation at that point, so I mean, why not make the double switch? I mean, I don't like usually doing that, especially when I don't know how people play, but it was obvious as hell. So I Mega Evolve the Scizor and go for the Superpower just to get as much damage as possible. because, I lost the late early in the game, so I'm just like, oh my god, I have to use an alternative method that can't KO apparently, and yeah, paralyzed Scizor could be bad. It could be bad. But I go with a U-turn, still outspeeding this thing, so yeah, the paralysis didn't matter there, but who knows. But anyways, I go back into my Rotom, arguably the best choice I could have had, and here he brings in Latias again, and he goes for Draco again, and I didn't expect that because I had Sylveon in the back, because Sylveon could pretty much take Draco for no damage, and I thought he would read that. In fact, that's why I went for the Will-O-Wisp, and I missed. So yeah, I missed the Hydro Pump. Well, I missed a Hydro Pump and the Will-O-Wisp. That Rotom needs freaking glasses, like holy crap. Anyways, I'm bringing Sylveon, go for the Hyper Voice, and in comes the Scolipede, which I pretty much have to switch out on because he can pretty much set up a Swords Dance all day, every day. And I'll go to Rhyperior, and I'll explain why at the end of this battle, because yeah, people are probably gonna ask me why I didn't go into Scizor here. But yeah, see that? Rhyperior lived with 2 HP. Like, I was counting on him living that hit and knocking it out because, yeah, I kind of needed that. So, yeah, he is a champion of champions for taking out one of the biggest threats on his team, the other being the Infernape, which I gotta deal with still. But in comes Absol, Mega Evolving and slicing away the rest of his HP, so he had to die. So sad, but he did his job. And who better to come in my Sylveon, just go for the Hyper Voice again. He went for the Mega Horn there, probably forgetting that the Mega Horn is resisted by the Fairy type. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually seen that happen a couple of times, but I don't know how common that actually is. And here is the Latias again, and I go for the Protect just to see what he's going to go for, and he chooses Surf. And if I recall correctly, he did not have Psyshock on this thing. He probably had like Hidden Power Fire or something like that for Steel types. But the point is, he didn't have Psyshock, and he probably would have went for Psyshock over Surf. I'm just telling you that right now, although I don't know what would have done more damage. Because I am running a more physically oriented defensive Sylveon thing, yes. And I just go for 2 Hyper Voices. Hindsight said, go for Wish next time, because I could have actually went for that, kind of Wish stall a little bit just to have her more HP, because now the Inferno can pretty much take out my Sylveon with a Flare Blitz even at this amount of HP. So I'm gonna go and fodder off my Rotom Wash because yeah, he has no other use in this game. Basically, that's kind of my whole point. Now I'm gonna have to go into my Harmonia de Meloetta, and she is not nicknamed that here for obvious reasons, to hopefully take a hit and go for the T-Wave or something. Which was kind of a dumb play looking back at this, because I could have just went for the Psyshock and not go for that, because, if he had Mach Punch, yeah, that would have been really annoying. But I don't know, maybe it didn't matter that much, but it was an unnecessary thing. I could have just ended the game, and yeah, that's basically how that worked out. So yeah, what an interesting game. And Rhyperior coming through, because pretty much Rhyperior, Sylveon, and Meloetta. Scizor kind of, Rotom kinda, and Glade. He got a knockout, but he couldn't do anything else this game. So that's basically how that worked out. And I guess I'll explain the Rhyperior switch and thingy-mabobber, because I know somebody's probably gonna ask me why I didn't go bring in my Scizor on the Scolipede. For one, he's paralyzed, so random Parax could really screw me over in the end. Number two, if I brought in the Scizor, there was a really high chance that he would switch out into Infernape, predicting the Bullet Punch, or go into Latias or something like that. Like, basically, I did not want him getting a free switch into Ape, especially with the Scolipede still running around. So if I went in the Rhyperior, there's the chance that, okay, maybe I could live a hit, and I think he'll stay in to try to attack. Plus, he doesn't really have a safe switch into Stone Edge if I went for it. But I really couldn't go for that anyways, because I could not afford to miss. Like, that's something I couldn't do, basically. And yeah, Rhyperior's a champ. Enough said. So yeah, if you enjoyed this battle, leave a like, leave a comment, and stuff. Yeah, cuss stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Why do I always do that? I always go like, peace. I almost sound like the freaking, as a flaming spade there. I don't know why. Anyways, see you guys later.